Hello and welcome to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the week 13 Hard Stratagem. I do apologize, I'm a little bit ill, but I'm still gonna post this video. But this stratagem is pretty easy in terms of what the battlefield conditions are. It's Imperial forces spawn in, your health is below 66%, and you have an increase in Minoris enemies and a decrease in Majoris enemies. So it's pretty easy. Now in terms of which classes I would use, I feel like Sniper is the only one I would not use. So yeah, so starting off with the heavy class, the ones I would go for is probably either the multi-melter, the other perk, same thing as last time, you guys can see. And in my opinion, the one I would go for is the pyro cannon. I probably go for, the ammo version is good, but if you don't struggle with holding your ammo, then you go for the venting speed one, just so you can shoot for longer. I'm pretty sure that's what venting speed does. And here you guys go. Here are the perks, and those are the only two that I would personally go for. And then secondary, just use whatever the hell you want. I'd probably go for like an Inferno pistol or something like that. I'd probably go for the Rate of Fire version, or you could go for the ammo one. It's up to you really, it doesn't matter. You could also go for the Plasma Incinerator, but I'll go for the Inferno pistol. And in terms of the perks here, I'd go for ammo, I'd go for defensive capability, I'd go for something like probably brute force, or I don't know, I'll just probably go for brute force really. Then obdurate Sebastian, I know I butchered that, and consecutive execution. And then I'm just gonna go for additional supplies because it's pretty easy. And then overwhelming power, then fortitude, just so I don't know if bringing this does help at all, because your health is below 66%. So I don't know if bringing fortitude does help. If it doesn't, I'd probably just go for, I don't know, strategic stand or something like that, or thermal boost. I'll probably go for thermal boost. I'd go for that one. So yeah, and then I'd go for restoration as well, just so we can keep getting armor segments, because obviously we have barely any health, so we want to at least have armor, right? And that is heavy. Now in terms of, again, I will not touch sniper at all. I just wouldn't go it. Minoris enemies are a big problem for the sniper class, so I just wouldn't go for it, right? Now in terms of the bulwark class, you could pretty much use whatever the hell you want really. I wouldn't go for like the power fist, because I feel like the power fist is more so for the Majoris and up enemies. I just feel like because they have so many Minoris enemies, I just wouldn't use it. Again, it doesn't really matter which one you go for. Your bolt pistol, heavy bolt pistol, really doesn't matter. I wouldn't go for the Neo Volkite though. That's just one I would not go for. And then if you are going to use the bolt pistol, I would use the heroic bolt pistol as well. And then in terms of melee weapon, the Xeno Face Blade, any power sword is pretty good. Xeno Face Blade is good. I wouldn't touch the power axe, or just use it after patch 11. It's up to you. I want to go for the power fist. Stun hammer, I feel like would work. I'd go for the fencing version, so I probably would use it. And then chainsword as well, I'd probably go for like fencing chainsword, or I don't know, balance. Yeah, I don't know if I would go for block, but I'll probably either go between fencing and the heroic one. And there you go. Now in terms of the perks, again, straightforward. I'd probably go for defensive mastery, emergency countermeasure, inspiration 100%, invigorating icon or glory shield is also good, and obviously purity of purpose 100%. Go for this one without a doubt. And then focus restoration 100%. And then if you're going to go for a fencing weapon, I'd go for armor reinforcement. Yeah, still within, I guess, is also pretty decent, and defensive advantage can be decent. Just to clear out the Minoris enemies, but it's only for 5 seconds, so it's not for too long. And then also go for scramble targeting. If you are surrounded by 5 or more enemies, you take 25% less damage from ranged attacks. And then Intimidating Aura is also pretty good. A perfectly timed parry deals aerial effect. Damage within a 5-meter radius. Cooldown is 5 seconds. If you are going to use the Thunder Hammer, I'd go for forward momentum. After a shield bash, shield rush, or Thunder Hammer, pommel smash melee damage increases by 30% for 10 seconds. You'd also go for conviction as well, but if you're going to go Thunder Hammer, forward momentum, if not, then I'd probably just go for Intimidating Aura. But you could also go for conviction as well. That one's also pretty good. And yeah, that's it for Vanguard. I mean, that's it for Bulwark, sorry. And then you have a Vanguard. Now, if you are going to go for Vanguard, I'd go for like a melter rifle build. Now, the only thing you are going to struggle with is ammo, so bear that in mind. Hence why, if you are going to play as a team, and if you do want to play Vanguard, then go for heavy, and go for the ammo additional supplies. But I'd go with the melter rifle and go for the ammo reserve option here. And then Inferno pistols also what I would go for. I'd go for the rate of fire version, but then again, it's up to you, just your preference. And then I'd probably go for the block chainsword. You could also go fencing, it's just again up to you really. I'd probably go fencing, probably, I don't know. And then in terms of the gear here, you know, I'd probably go for the tactical prowess build and zone of impact. And now I don't know if I would go for unmatched zeal. I'd probably go for like, wait, actually I don't know if I'd go for it. If I like, there's still going to be majority enemies, right? Which is not going to be a whole lot of them. So I'd probably just go for unmatched zeal. I don't know, maybe melee champion, but I'd probably just go stick unmatched zeal because there's still going to be extremist enemies spawning in. So I'd go for unmatched zeal. And then consecutive execution, killing 7 enemies in a rapid succession. Assault equipment charged by 1. Cooldown is 90 seconds. And then I go for conviction. When your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 10 seconds. And then you go for upper hand, or you could go for melee mastery. I'll probably go for melee mastery. Melee damage increases by 10% against majority level and higher enemies. And yeah, that's it. That's it for Vanguard. And then assault as well. I'd probably go for like I don't know. I'll probably go for heavy bolt pistol here. Heavy bolt pistol, heroic bolt pistol, plasma pistol, whatever, again, whatever you want to use. I feel like assault is going to be very, very good against this hard stratagem. And this one, again, you can use the Thunder Hammer. You could use the fencing chainsword, balance chainsword, whatever power sword you want. It doesn't matter really. So yes, it's the same perks. In terms of perks, Zealous Blow, 100% go for Zealous Blow without a doubt, just so you can keep taking out those minority enemies. And obviously if you take out one minority enemy, you're going to restore your jump pack charge by 10%, just so you can keep ground pounding them, right? It's very, very easy, very simple. You just ground pound, up, ground pound, ground pound, ground pound. You just keep doing it, right? And the minority swarm is just going to disappear. I'd go for ample ammunition. Any use of jump pack reloads the equipped ranged weapon and increases its damage by 50% for 10 seconds. Then I go for Pride and Duty. After a finish, your ground pound deals 25% more damage for 10 seconds. Just go for Diligence. A fully prepared ground pound deals 20% more damage, but preparation time increases by 25%. And I would not go for Aerial Grace. Obviously, Zealous Blow, 100%. And then we go for Smiting Angel. Ground pounds damage increases by 25%. And in terms of the team perks here, Strategic Strike, all squad members deal 20% more melee damage against extremist terminus level enemies. Proven efficiency is not bad, but then again, there's barely going to be any majority enemies, so I don't know if I'd go for that. You could also go for Squad Cohesion. All squad members ability recharge 10% faster, but it's only 10%, it's not that much. If you are going to use a Thunder Hammer, Perseverance 100%. While performing charge attacks, you take 25% less health damage. Do not lose control while taking heavy hits and you cannot be knocked back. If you're not, go for Knowledge of the Enemy. Melee damage increases by 50% against the majority of extremist level enemies. You also go for Active Attrition as well. Now, in terms of the defensive, this perk, defensive mechanism is not bad. Contested health fades 50% more slowly. You can also go for Consecutive Execution, killing 7 enemies in a rapid succession. Restores equipment charge by 1. Cooldown is 90 seconds. You know, it's going to be, you're always going to do this, right, because of Zealous Blow. And then if you're going to, Thunder Hammer, overcharge damage from charged melee attacks increases by 25%. Yeah, and then if you're not armor reinforcement, I guess, I'd go for that, right? Assault should be pretty good. I rank Assault highly for this week's Hard Stratagem. And Assault is also, I mean, Tactical is also a very good class here in terms of what I would go for. One, Melter Rifle, same perks as Vanguard, no change, ammo reserve. However, the one I would go for, no brainer, the Pyroblaster, the venting speed one, just so you can literally shoot for ages on ages. Right, this perk, I mean, this gun is just gonna absolutely just destroy. All you have to do, this weapon is just a, stand and shoot. You don't even have to move. Just let the minority enemies come to you and just literally just sway left and right, and they're just gonna die. Right, it's very easy. So yeah, and it's good for boss damage as well, so there's that. Bolt pistol, again, it's really up to you, or the heavy bolt pistol or the plasma pistol, it's really up to you. And I feel like when it comes to tactical, I feel like block I'd probably go for. Then again, if you don't like block, just go for fencing or balance. I wouldn't touch the knives or the combat knife, and it's the same perks. Now, in terms of the perks here, let me just change this, right? So I'm gonna have like a mix of perks for tactical here. So radiating impact, a melee finisher additionally deals significant area effect damage in a 10-meter radius. Cooldown is 90 seconds. If you want to do boss damage, or maybe not even just boss damage really, if you want to like use it for the minority enemies, and you and your team are able to hold on in like a certain spot and just let the minority enemies come to you, so they're able to sit in the all-spec stage, gonna like die in one hit. So concentrated fire, all-spec scan zone lasts 60% longer, and enemies marked by all-spec scan take an additional 120% damage, but they lose the mark when they leave the scanned area, hence why you want them to stay in the all-spec scan. That's the same reason same thing for the terminus enemy. I'm pretty sure when it comes to what was it, exfiltration, I think exfiltration, yeah, exfiltration. There's, I think, one boss fight I think guaranteed. There's no two. There could be two, but I'm pretty sure there's one guaranteed. And then we go for precise calibration. Enemies marked by all-spec scan take an additional 75% damage, but all-spec scan radius is reduced by 25%. Again, hence why you want them to stay in the area. And then we go for vital data scanning. An extremist or terminus level enemy restores all-spec scans charge by 50%, just so we can keep using it. And then you have secure stockpile. Equipment charge is restored by 1 for all squad members. Cooldown is 60 seconds. This is a very good perk, especially if you have like melter bombs, grenades, shock grenades. That's good. If you do want like a change, you'd also go for aligned aim. Range damage increases by 15% for all squad members. However, I would go for secure stockpile. And then Emperor's Vengeance, I feel like I would 100% go for. And then we go for Heightened Vigor. After a perfectly timed parry, block, or dodge, you deal 10% more melee damage and gunstrike damage. Do not lose control of a heavy hit, and you kind of be knocked back for 10 seconds. And then balance distribution. Your primary weapon deals 10% more damage, but your secondary weapon deals 10% less damage. Yeah, that's it. Now I said there could be a mix. If you do, I guess, kind of want to switch it up, I don't know, you could go for battle focus. After a perfectly timed parry or block, gives the marked enemy a mark from all specs scan. When all specs scan is in cooldown, melee damage increases by 25%. And you can also go for I don't know this shit, but I'd probably just go for 1-2. That's what I would go for, me personally. And just scrap that to the second mode, just go for this. I'd just go for this one. All right, and that's it. In terms of the classes I would rank, I feel like tactical heavy 100% with the pyro cannon, pyro blaster. It's gonna be shitting on the minority enemies. That is 100%. Assault is also very good. I'd probably go for like tactical first, then heavy, then assault, then I'd probably go for bulwark. It's not going to be as good for swarm clearing. Well, actually, his banner is going to be very good for swarm clearing, so just keep using your banner. Vanguard is also very good with his melter rifle. Maybe not as good as tactical, assault, bulwark, heavy, but I mean he's still a viable option. One I will not touch is sniper. Just please do not touch this sniper class. It sucks. One, like, not only for the Trigon boss fight, it sucks. but 2 minority enemies are just going to eat you. So do not go for sniper. Everything else is viable. Again, I'll say one more time: tactical, heavy, assault, bulwark, vanguard, sniper. That's what I'd go for. I will be streaming later today, even though I am ill. You know, the update is dropping tomorrow. So I will be helping people if they do need help. No, I doubt anyone will need help. This one's pretty easy, to say the least. But I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'm out. Peace.